My brothers, come close for a moment. Let's talk about a turning point. Every man has a day in his life when something shifts inside him. A day when the fog clears. A day when he sees the truth about his own life. And that day is the day he stops blaming everybody else. Now let me tell you something about blame. Blame is easy. Blame feels good for a little while. Blame lets you sleep at night because it tells you that none of this is your fault. It was the system. It was my boss. It was my family. It was the economy. It was my past. And listen, sometimes those things really did make life harder. Sometimes people really did treat you wrong. Sometimes circumstances really did stack the deck against you. I'm not denying that. But here is the truth that changes a man's life. Blame does not move your life forward. Blame is like a rocking chair. You can sit in it all day long. It moves a lot, but it goes nowhere. And some people have spent years rocking back and forth in blame, talking about who hurt them, talking about who disappointed them, talking about what should have happened, but their life is still sitting in the same place. Now here's the powerful moment, the moment that changes everything. The day a man wakes up and says, maybe it's time I stop pointing fingers. Maybe it's time I start taking responsibility. Now, responsibility is a heavy word. People get nervous when they hear it, because responsibility means the spotlight turns toward you. Responsibility says, what are you going to do now? But let me tell you something surprising. Responsibility is not a burden. Responsibility is power. The moment you stop blaming everyone else, you take your life back. Because when everything is someone else's fault, you have no control. You're just waiting for the world to change, waiting for people to apologize, waiting for circumstances to improve. But when you take responsibility, you become the driver. Now you're not waiting. Now you're steering. Now you're deciding what happens next. Let me paint a picture. Two men face the same problem. Both men lose their job. The first man says, the company ruined my life. He talks about it for months. He tells everybody how unfair it was. He stays stuck in that moment. The second man says something different. Yes, that hurt. Yes, that was difficult. But what am I going to do next? That question changes everything. Because the future does not belong to the man who blames. The future belongs to the man who responds. Now let me be clear about something. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything that ever happened. That's not what this is about. Life has many factors. Other people make mistakes. Situations change. Unexpected things happen. But responsibility asks a different question. It asks, what will I do with what I have now? Not yesterday, not last year, now. Because today is the only place where change can happen. Let me tell you something powerful. The day you stop blaming everybody else is the day you grow up. It's the day you stop waiting for rescue. It's the day you stop expecting life to be fair. It's the day you say, this is my life, and I'm going to do something with it. Now that doesn't mean the road becomes easy. Taking responsibility doesn't remove every obstacle, but it gives you direction. It gives you control. It gives you momentum. Instead of standing still complaining about the past, you start building the future. And the future is where your power lives. Let me say something to every man listening today. You might have been hurt. You might have been disappointed. You might have been let down by people you trusted. But your story is not finished. The next chapter still belongs to you. You still get to write what happens next. You still get to choose the direction of your life. But that choice begins with one decision. Stop blaming everybody else. Look forward, stand up, take the wheel, and start driving your life somewhere better. Because the day you stop blaming everyone else is the day your real life finally begins.